All right, Blue Jays fans, we are live following Game 1 of the World Series, where the Toronto Blue Jays picked up an 11-4 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm going to be riding solo for a minute. We're waiting on Mac to get in here. And while I'm here by myself, I kind of wanted to just get real for a second and kind of just talk about how much I enjoy this team and how much I love this team. And what this team means to me. And getting to watch them in Game 1 of the World Series was honestly special. It's something that at times in my life and recently is not something I expected to get to see. There was times where, and a lot of them have to do with the Dodgers, and it's times where I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's too hard to get to the World Series and win the World Series. And when Shohei Ohtani signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers, it broke my heart. When Roki Sasaki signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers, it broke my heart. And I don't want a victory lap here, but tonight I think kind of showed the world what the Jays are as a team and that they can do this, man. And it's just Game 1, okay? We're going to have to deep breath. We're going to have to settle in. And we're going to have to reset and get ready to do it all again tomorrow. It was a massive, massive game. Winning Game 1 of the World Series is honestly something I can't believe I'm saying about this Jays team. And Chris is right. It is so good to be in the driver's seat. Picking up the first game of the series at home against Blake Snell. And I don't want to get too deep into this game before Matt gets here because I know he's going to have a lot to say and he's going to be excited to talk about it. And I'm so excited to get to talk about this and break it down with you all here tonight. But taking Game 1 of this series against Blake Snell, he was the hottest pitcher in baseball coming into tonight. And frankly, it wasn't close. And did you have to battle against him? Yeah. At times, did he look just like Blake Snell tonight? Yeah, absolutely. He's a great pitcher, man. But at the end of the day, you did your job. And you got 5 off him. Were they a lot of inherited runners? 3 of them? Absolutely. But, man, this offense can scrap and battle with anybody. Really just a special performance. And shout out to the pitching staff as a whole. Trey Savage battled in a way that I don't know if I've seen a pitcher battle in a long time. He, after that first inning, he could have gotten shelled. That Los Angeles Dodgers offense is one of 2 teams that had a better offensive season than the Jays. The other one was the New York Yankees, who you already beat. And this one is the Los Angeles Dodgers. They had the second best weighted runs created plus in baseball. The Blue Jays had the third. That offense is serious, serious, serious stuff. Like, it could have got ugly in a hurry on your Savage, and instead it got ugly the other way on Snell and the Dodgers. So much fun. And Andrew's right. Vibes are immaculate. Immaculate. You walk around the city of Toronto. I'm lucky enough to live downtown. I go to school downtown. And when I tell you, I smile at every person on the street wearing Jays gear, Jays hats, even if it doesn't mean as much to them as it does to me. I know it means something to them, and that's special to me, that just watching the way the community has come together to love this team. Partying Monday night after the Blue Jays eliminated the Seattle Mariners in Game 7 and clinched their spot in this World Series right now was some of the most fun I'd ever had. I had 1 beer, and I was hugging strangers like they were long-lost friends. My hands hurt from giving out high fives by the end of the night. I was singing with strangers. I sung OK Blue Jays until I lost my voice. And there was hundreds, maybe thousands, definitely thousands, but there was so many other Blue Jays fans doing it with me, and we were doing it together. And man, winning Game 1 of the World Series tonight feels like a continue of the celebration that I just never want to end. It has been so much fun this season from start to finish, even in April when the Jays were under 500. They were 27-25. And this was a team that we thought, maybe they're going to sell. Vlad was unsigned coming into the year. Bo Bichette is going to be a free agent still. The vibes were so uncertain. We were coming off a 76 win 2024. Let's go. Because this team has every step of the way proven that they should not be counted out. They were down in this game. They had not scored a run. They had sniffed a run off Snell, but not really done much damage through 4. And then Dalton Varsho, Chris said it earlier, that left on left violence was a thing of beauty. Fastball down and away, 96. He crushed it in the center field, dead center, the other way a little bit. Just a ton of fun to watch. And yeah, could this series end in a gentleman's sweep and the Dodgers going to take the next 4? Would that surprise the baseball world? No. But would it surprise Blue Jays fans? Yes, because Blue Jays fans know that this team is special. And am I going to do a victory lap right now? Absolutely not. There's 3 more games to get, but it's hard not to sit back after the first Blue Jays World Series win in 32 years, since 1993, since Joe Carter touched them all, and think, man, this is special, and I'm in love with this team. On that note, let's bring in Mac. Mac, give me a vibe check, man. Blue Jays win Game 1 of the World Series. How are you feeling?
Dude, I've never driven faster across my hometown just to come here to talk to you, Owen. My vibes are off the charts. This is my favorite game of the postseason so far. We've had so many good moments, and tonight, just fantastic. Like, felt like there was 2 games, kind of what happened prior to the 6th inning, and then what happened in that 6th inning. Just a really good display of what this team can do in that 6th inning. And hey, we got the first one. We got the first one. We played a World Series game today, and we won a World Series game today. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Blue Jays undefeated in the World Series in 2025 so far, which is pretty crazy to say. Jays are in the driver's seat. They did the job. They it kind of felt like with Yamamoto going tomorrow. You just didn't feel like you needed it. Like you never feel like you need Game 1, but it felt like if you got it, it would be like that's a big punch you just gave the Dodgers. Like that's a sucker punch right in the face, and they felt all of it.
Yeah, and you know what? Game 1, I agree with you, but I'd say by about the 4th inning, 5th inning of this ball game, it felt like one the Jays needed to come and win. They kind of grinded through the Savage start. He did kind of grit through 4 innings there and kept them in the ball game, which I thought was really, really important. And at that point, after Varsho hit that home run to get it tied at 2, it really felt like the Toronto needs to come and win this game. I've been hearing a lot about the Dodgers all week. I've been hearing a lot about how Toronto's not supposed to be in this series, how the Dodgers are going to overpower them. That game being tied at 2 really felt like something the Jays needed to come out and grab that win at that point. So just yeah, it felt like it became a must-win game. They got it, and now it just becomes really clutch tomorrow because this team didn't want to see them start the series like they did against Seattle. There's not that much wiggle room against this Dodgers team, so just really impressive seeing this team come out, play the way they did, doing all the things that have got them to this point, and that helped them get the win. And I mean, 11-4. That's a big number on the scoreboard, and it's a deserved score. It really tells the tale of this game.
Yeah, it was an unreal baseball game, like full stop. Like, and we can get into the analysis in a second here, but like that was genuinely one of that might be my favorite baseball game of all time at this point. And they get 3 more wins. I bet you it'll keep going up, up, and up. But that was special stuff. And I don't like it. You said it felt like they needed to win. To me, and this might be like just dumb. Like maybe my head's getting a little bit inflated here. Jays have won 3 in a row, by the way. Um, it felt like they were going to win, even when they were down 2-0. They were just going jab, jab, jab. They weren't hitting the ball hard off Snell. They only got 5 hard hit balls off of Snell tonight, that's not a lot for this Jays team that has been putting together great swings. They only got 5 hard hit balls off him, but they were working good at bats. They worked 3 walks. They only struck out 4 times. They were on base. There was traffic all night. They didn't quite get the big swing until Dalton Varsho's homer in the 4th, and they didn't get another one until the 6th. And we're going to touch on the greatest 6th inning of all time, which I don't care if you think it's not, because it is. But we're going to get to all that. And I think it was just it was really encouraging to see the approach off Snell. Snell, and I mentioned it before you were in here, was easily the hottest pitcher in baseball coming into tonight. What he did to the Brewers was absurd. Like to do that to the second best team in the National League, the team that had the best record in baseball this season. And the Jays really stuck with him. Like I don't think there's an offense on planet Earth right now that is better than the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great effort against Blake Snell tonight. Like you said,
Yeah.
not a whole lot of hard contact off him tonight. Blake Snell does what he does. He pitched a whale of a ball game. He really did. But Toronto grinded him down to get him in that situation in the sixth inning where now he can't pitch out of it. And now the Dodgers are in a bit of a jam and they've got to go to some arms in their bullpen that haven't, from what I hear, been all that dependable as of late. So like things like that first inning, like yeah, you can be frustrated that you didn't get a run with the bases loaded, but 30 pitches off Blake Snell. This is a 9 inning ball game. That did a lot of work for them to kind of carry that through. If you don't have that first inning, maybe that sixth inning doesn't happen. So it was just really, really good at bats by them. You're going to take your lumps against a guy with Blake Snell. So just to get him out of the ball game there in the sixth inning, that was clutch. And then just for the guys to do the work in behind them, doing that against the bullpen, it was crazy that it was a 2-2 ball game and you put up a 9 spot. They said that's the most runs by a team since Detroit in '68 in a World Series game, which is just it's incredible. Like looking at that 9, that crooked number on the line score in a World Series game, in the inning Blake Snell started. Just a great job, and there's so many things we can touch on about that sixth inning. Like you said, maybe the greatest sixth inning of all time. There's not another sixth inning that comes to mind.
Yeah, I have the entire sixth inning, every at bat in my notes, and I want to get to it all. Before I do want to talk about these starting pitchers, talk about early in the game, because I think early in the game is going to be a lot more indicative of what we see in the rest of the series. Obviously, I don't foresee the Blue Jays having another 9-run inning in this series, and even if they don't, I think they can still win this series. Either way. And we mentioned it earlier, Snell was cruising. The final line on him is 5+, gave up 8 hits, 5 earned, 3 walks, and 4 Ks through 100 pitches and 62 strikes. So I think that Dave Roberts got greedy with Snell. And you mentioned it. The whole baseball world's been talking about if there's a weak spot on this Dodgers team, we know it's that bullpen. And we know that that teams can get to that bullpen, especially in the middle innings before they get to Sasaki and Trinan, right? And I think knowing that, Dave Roberts got greedy and then forced Snell to pitch deeper in this game than he should have been pitching, which got the Dodgers into trouble, and it obviously blew up and exploded on them. So
Yeah.
much fun, like just awesome. But what do you think about the pitching decisions?
Um, yeah, Snell, look, I mean, I've been such a proponent of starting pitching since we've been doing this stuff. And like
Yeah,
Blake Snell, he's one of the best in the game. And, he's given up 2 earned runs, I think 21 postseason innings coming into tonight. Um, yeah, maybe he did get a little greedy, right? You look at how that inning played out. Um, it's hard to say. I don't think Roberts has to wear this one too much. At the end of the day, even guys coming in on the bullpen, right? You got to still come in and do your job. You got to come in, pitch well with runners on base. Yeah, to me, leaving Snell in didn't, I don't think, ruin this game for the Dodgers. Like guys that are coming in behind him got to get outs, but yeah, maybe a little surprised where his pitch count was. You got to kind of look at the probability there. Is Blake Snell going to get out of the sixth inning? And with where his pitch count was at, what they were kind of doing with some at bats, yeah, kind of questionable if that was the right move. But I'm not sure if that's something we need to really really look back on in this game. But I think that's going to be something that obviously Roberts is going to be getting asked about after.
yeah, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say about that. I think, yeah, I don't know if he'll regret it. I think he's gonna have to rely on his guys, and we know that the key for the Blue Jays is going to be getting 2 starters and getting them out of the game. And that's exactly what the Jays did tonight. Like what the Jays did tonight is the formula for how you beat the Dodgers and how you win this series. And I think if, well, obviously, like coldest take of all time, if the Jays do what they did tonight, tomorrow, they're going to win. But maybe the coldest take I've ever had in my entire life. But the point stands, like you got to throw jabs at the starter, and you got to eventually get that knockdown blow, that knockout blow, get him out of the game. I don't know what's with all these boxing references tonight, but I digress. I
It
think
was a fight.
the approach against Snell was really really encouraging. The offense looked comfortable, and it's easy for offenses to look very uncomfortable against Snell.
Yeah, they really came in with a plan of attack. And just to answer Mace's question from before, a lot of steps. I almost didn't make the ALCS roster. I thought I blew my quad out walking around pacing my living room in the Yankee series. So yeah, nah, quite a few. Like I said, the approaches were fairly good. The one I kind of want to talk about is a bit Varsho, because he had the big home run to put us back in the ball game 2-2. And he had a tough at bat in the first inning. And I felt bad for Dalton Varsho. You're coming in first at bat of the World Series. You got bases loaded, 2 out, and you're facing a really tough lefty. And Snell came in, first pitch curveball in the inside corner, starts him in a hole, and then 1-1 fastball down and away. Varsho chases it. And he does get out in the at bat later, but I thought that was a clue as to what their approach was. Varsho was aggressive, trying to go after the fastball, and that's what he did. First pitch, he jumped a first pitch from Snell. It caught a little too much of the plate, but I was encouraged with that first at bat from Varsho. Just as you said, kind of speaking to their approach that they had against Snell today. That Varsho home run, a huge one to kind of put them back in that ball game. Because at that point, it really felt like the Dodgers were just working the Jays, and Yusevich's second and third innings weren't all that good. Varsho putting them back, tying that game up at 2-2, it kind of gives you that feeling of we shouldn't be tied right now, but we are, and now the momentum's kind of gone your way that way, because you got to think there's some frustration coming out of the Dodgers side of, okay, like we're back at square one. We've done all this work off of the J starter, and now we've got to get back to work. And they didn't after that. And Toronto just kept the momentum up. And great pitching from Fluharty and Dominguez coming in after Yusevich in the fourth. I thought them bridging that game until that sixth inning was very key for Toronto. That was the first time I'd felt with this bullpen in quite a few games. I was just really satisfied with their performances coming in behind the starter.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got a lot there, and I think you're right on all of it. That Dalton Varsho fourth inning homer to tie the game at 2-2 was the first left-handed home run off of Snell since June of 2024.
Wow.
He didn't
Okay.
give up a single left-handed home run this season, and he's pitched not a ton. He's a guy that's been battling injuries a little bit, but he's a workhorse now, and he gives lefties fits, and Dalton Varsho has been crushing lefties. He got to a 109 exit velo down and away, hit that homer to dead center.
It was just a
Special,
great swing
special
too.
swing. It's like
Yeah.
watching when Dalton Varsho, and like we can talk, like get into this, or this is maybe a conversation for a different day, but when Dalton Varsho gets pitched down, especially down in the zone with fastballs, I think he is like like one of the prettier swings in baseball. Like he just stays back on the ball and like gets the barrel to it so easily. Like it's just like those down fastballs are made for his swing. And Wheat wants us to get into Trey, and I think now is the perfect time to do it. And he said it best. He didn't have his best stuff, but stuck with it and battled for
Yeah.
4 innings. And I think that's the best way to put it. What did you see from Trey today?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good way we put it there. It wasn't Trey's best start. Like, I, the splitter was there in the first inning. It seemed like it was, and then he kind of stopped using it, and then it felt like he lost the feel for it. And when he doesn't have his splitter working for him, and Buck Martinez kind of said doesn't like using it against righties all that much, but he's a different pitcher when that pitch isn't working. And then the slider command wasn't very good today. Wasn't getting a lot of swing and misses at the sliders, or they were catching too much plates, and guys were knocking it. So wasn't a good start that way. But he buckled down, kind of got some outs when he needed to, kind of reminisce me of that Seattle game in game 6. He wasn't as good, but kind of getting some outs when he needs to. That ball game, especially in the second inning, felt like it could have really gone away from Toronto there. And Yusevich buckling down, pitching the second and third, and then the fourth. I don't know about you. I didn't know if he was going to go out there for the fourth inning.
I didn't think he was.
No, I didn't think so
And I
either. I was
didn't
kind of
want him to. I didn't want him to either.
no, me neither. And he just his command wasn't there today. Even his fastball command wasn't there. It's getting down in counts. So I was surprised, but now I'm pleasantly surprised. Schneider left him in to get that bottom of the order out, and getting one more inning out of your starter before you turn over to the bullpen. That felt like a real big turning point for the Jays. So no sense to dwell on the negatives. Yusevich didn't have his best start the first game against Seattle either. We've seen how he was able to rebound in his second start of the series. Hopefully, there'll be another opportunity for him to pitch again if this series keeps going. If we need him later in this
Hey,
series.
well, first of all, hopefully not, because if Trey
Yeah,
Savage
I know.
doesn't pitch again, the Jays sweep. So
I'm trying to just find my words properly
yeah,
for that, but yeah, I just thought at the end of the day, he pitched 4 innings. He only gave up 2 runs. He battled. He got some outs when he needed to. It wasn't pretty at all. Wasn't his best start. He definitely didn't have his best stuff, but you can't complain with getting the 4 innings out of him. I like that's a great job. I mean, he's the second youngest guy to ever start a World Series game. The immense pressure on him today going
absurd.
up against
Yeah,
Snell, and really at the end of the day, starting pitching didn't determine this ball game. So I think that's probably the best way to describe what Yusevich ended up doing was he became a non-factor in this game when it looked like the game was going to get off the rails on him in the second or third.
yeah, and I think as much as we've cringed at talking about the Blue Jays bullpen and watching the Blue Jays bullpen, starters aren't deciding the games. You have to feel good as a Blue Jays fan. So the final line on you, Savage: 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, gave up 2 earned, 3 walks, got 5 strikeouts, only threw 44 strikes in 80 pitches. As we've obviously covered here, did not have his best stuff. He really shied away from his splitter, threw only 10 of them. 10 splitters in 80 pitches. That is just 13%. So he halved what he was doing in the regular season. 26% splitters in the regular season. Obviously, the playoffs is a little bit different. I can't lie. It's hard to come up with notes sometimes and really dig in on these guys when I'm watching the baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that is kind of a signal to he's not really feeling good. Are we a little bit worried about like his innings count? Is he tired? Or is the word getting around on him? Like he's thrown 131 innings this season. This was his fourth start of the playoffs, seventh as a big leaguer. So he does have more playoff starts than regular season starts as a Major League Baseball player, which is ridiculous. Like just silly that we're talking about it. And they won the baseball game that he pitched. Anyways, are we worried about him feeling a little bit fatigued? Are we worried about teams figuring him out? Or are the Dodgers just really good and he didn't quite have it today?
Yeah, it's probably a combination of all those things you said. I don't know. I can't be too worried about Trey or his innings or anything like that. Like it's this point of the year, he's one of your best arms, and it's part of why you're here. And you just play the series with the guys you got.
Yep.
And I think it'll give you maybe some pause. Like if there is another start of Yusevich in this series and this happens again, maybe there is a bit of a quicker hook. But it does seem like John Schneider does have a bit of trust in him to work out of some things. Him going out for the fourth tonight, I thought kind of spoke to that. And you need to get a little length out of your starters. He didn't do anything tonight for me to warrant not getting the ball again should his name come up again for another start. I don't know what else you can do at this point of the year. You give him the ball if you need to, and he's one of your horses, one of your big horses at this point. So
Yeah, and he's got to be. And as you mentioned earlier, hopefully he does not pitch in the rest of the series and he can enjoy a long, well, I guess a very short offseason and get revved up for his rookie year. This is his fourth playoff start, and he's going to get ready for his rookie year in
crazy.
2026. Are we ready to talk about the sixth inning?
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hope everybody's ready to be up till 3 or 4 a.m. tonight because holy smokes, we got a lot to cover here, and I want to go through it batter by batter, and
Love it.
I think that's the best way to do it. I think you have to do it. I called it the greatest inning of all time earlier, and I think I'm going to stand by that until somebody can show me a better one. Okay, so we start off. Blake Snell coming out for his 6th inning of the night. Bo Bichette is leading off, and he worked a walk. Okay, what did we see from Bo Bichette tonight? I think Chris mentioned it earlier. It was great to see Bo back on the field at second base. There's a lot we can talk about with Bo here tonight.
Yeah.
Like what do you have on Bo?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is probably the number one point. It was just nice to see Bo Bichette back on the
Mm-hmm.
field. Toronto Blue Jays finally made the World Series. The last 5, 6 years, those are the two guys we've pictured bringing them here, Vlad and Bo Bichette. And they've talked about it between the two of them in the minors, how they've wanted this moment together. It just felt right having Bo Bichette back on the field, batting behind Vlad Guerrero tonight. His at bats, I mean, couple of opposite field hits on the ground, like a 3-0 pitch he took for a single. Maybe not the best swing, but he looked comfortable at the plate. I mean, it's his first game back in a long time. And defensively, like he looked fine at second base. The play he made today, I don't think Ernie Clement or IKF make that play. But Bo Bichette, man, like that's just kind of a play that he was able to make moving to his left. So I thought he looked fine at second base. There's no hesitation for me to not put him back out there. I thought he looked fine. Yeah, him getting pulled in that situation too, probably fine with it. Don't know enough information about kind of what's going on with him. The thing that I always kind of am reluctant about pulling a guy like that is almost what happened. That 6th inning, you put IKF in the pinch run. Barger doesn't hit his home run that we will talk about in 4 hours from now. IKF might be up in a big spot there. And now you might be thinking, do we pinch hit Ty France? What do we do here? So that's why I kind of don't like moving guys out of the game early like that. That being said, I don't know enough about what's going on with Bo. It's a 2-2 game when they took him out of the game, right? So that run, that him as a base runner is pretty big. If you don't feel comfortable with him getting around to score, you put IKF in, you put in a really good defender. I thought it was a great game from Bo Bichette. Like it was good to see him back on the field. It was good to see him taking some swings and contributing again. And they're going to need him at some point in this series. So it was just good to see him kind of get his feet wet, get a base hit, getting back, playing in front of the crowd, and just a really good game from Bo.
Yeah, the pinch run. IKF obviously comes into pinch run for Bo immediately after that walk, and I think it's pretty clear he's not 100%. I don't think he could score on a double from first.
No.
I'm not even sure he could score on a single from second. Um, watching the way he ran out he ran into a double play earlier in the game, and the way he ran it out was really not encouraging. The play he made at second was quite nice. He got over well, but he didn't look comfortable. Obviously, it's his first time playing second base, like maybe ever. Obviously, not speaking in hyperbole there, but and it was, first of all, it was weird to see him at second base.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, he's in the wrong spot to me. Like it was just a weird feeling seeing him there after watching him play shortstop for so long. But I think the biggest thing for me is he looked like Bo Bichette at the plate, and that's exactly what you need him to do, even if you're going to pinch hit for a better. I think IKF is easily a better defender, and I think the Jays think that,
Yes.
and a faster runner, probably a better base runner too, aside from the speed. So I think when they were at that point, like IKF could have been like the go-ahead run. I think that was the time to do it. Awesome to see Bo. Hopefully he recovers well and we get to see him again in the rest of the series in game 2 and beyond. Okay, moving on. Kirk backside single. Not too much to get into on Kirk tonight. Well, I guess there's a lot to get into. Like he was 3 for 3 with the homer later in this inning, but we can get to that later. So we got first and second, none out, and then Dalton Varsho works what I was ready to call the at-bat of the game until this point, and that's including his home run, a 9-pitch at-bat, including 4 foul balls, ended with him getting hit by a pitch, 96 up and in, and this is what chases Blake Snell. Pretty good at-bat from Varsho there.
Great at bat by Varsho because you kind of think of it now. It's probably why Dave Roberts left Snell in to face Varsho one
Yep.
more time to go at him. So the fact that Snell can't get him out, that ends up loading the bases. Yeah, kind of spiraled the Dodgers and great at bat by Varsho. That was going to chase Snell regardless. And just the at bat you kind of need to give your team in that situation, and he ends up finding a way to get on base. I mean, definitely the hard way wearing one off the helmet, but yeah, Dalton Varsho tonight, just a great game. Exactly what you need, what we've come to expect from him when he's playing a hard
Yep.
9 innings. And yeah, what a great at bat to keep that inning going and set it up.
Yeah, Dalton Varsho is amazing. Genuinely, like one of my favorite Blue Jays on this team, obviously, and like of all time. Like so much fun. That's a Dalton Varsho jersey hanging behind me for anybody who
Nice,
can't
nice.
see. Um, so Emmett Sheehan comes in for Blake Snell. Righty, throws hard, has been a starter at times, and Ernie Clement welcomes to the ball game quite rudely with his 1,000th hit of the postseason. An RBI single makes it 3-2 Jays. What do you see from Ernie?
Ernie, man, like just incredible. I think that hit, they said it put him to 20 for 35. Maybe just a little under a
I think
thousand, but
45.
it sure seems like 1,000 hits he's had this
Yeah.
postseason. 2 hits today, just great swings on balls that aren't a lot of hitters aren't going up to hit, and he just gets a good barrel on it, finds some green, and just great job by Ernie getting that hit off that inning. Sheehan reminded me of a grown-up Thurman Merman from Bad Santa. That's what he looked like, a grown-up, little better looking Thurman Merman. But yeah, Clement, I mean, somebody, you just got to keep it going, right? And I don't know, we've heard this probably going back to September or August. Well, in the playoffs, you're not going to be able to win single at a time, walk at a time. Well, this 6th inning sure spoke to the Jays still being able to do the things that won them games in the regular season in October.
Absolutely. To wrap up on Ernie, he's hitting 435. Yes, that is
Yeah, man.
435 in the
That's my
postseason.
next jersey.
Yeah, it should be because he's got a 1.058 OPS in the postseason. That is Ernie Clement, guys.
Yeah, man.
Like, or what? Like, I can't believe what we're seeing from him on a like genuinely like a game to game basis. If he's 2 for 4 every night, it's absurd. He's awesome. Okay, Nathan Lucas comes in to pinch hit for Miles Straw in the 8th spot, and
Mhm.
I called that Dalton Varsho at bat. The at bat of the game earlier, I was
Yeah,
wrong because it was this Nathan Lucas one. Um, for not
it was.
back to or sorry, 2 9 pitch at bats in this inning. After this Nathan Lucas at bat, he works a bases loaded walk. He started 0-2
Yeah.
and fouled off 5 pitches or 4 pitches. Sorry, made it 4-2 Jays. Nathan Lucas has been special.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of my favorite players on this team too. Like he just embodies a lot of the spirit and fight that this team has. Great at bat. Like you said, he starts 0-2. Now you're starting to see where this inning might start going a little south on the Jays. And he steps up, fouls, I think 4 or 5 pitches off that at bat, just doing what he does all year with 2 strikes with guys on base. And yeah, like just what a battle to work a walk, keep the inning moving. I was not surprised, just curious that that was who they put up there, Lucas instead of Barger in that spot. I obviously it worked out really well. I think it was the right move too, even at the time. um you bring Lucas in there, I think you negate the chances of hitting into a double play, and he works such a good at bat for you. And we'll get to Barger in a minute, but yeah, like you said, that was the at bat of the baseball game. I 100% agree with you. Nathan Lucas is at bat coming in off the bench, with bases loaded and working that walk.
Yeah, like when he got down 0-2, that was like when the at bat started. Like his
Yeah,
swing started to look different immediately. Obviously, he wasn't getting his A swing off as much down 0-2, but he just battled. He dug in, packed a lunch, and like genuinely was there. Like he was not going to go down. Like he was going to either put the ball in play or walk. Like there was no in between there. And awesome at bat, coming in cold like that. Um, awesome stuff from Nathan Lucas. Really happy with that. and he's going to be an important guy in this series because the next 3 starters for the Dodgers all righties. Okay, Andres Jimenez. We're gonna get through this, I promise. Andres Jimenez's this RBI single made it 5-2 Jays. One of the Jays, 6 hard hit balls in this inning. Crazy stuff. They had 6 hard hit balls in an inning. Made it 5-2 Jays at the time. What'd you see from Jimenez tonight?
Well, I mean, it wasn't good up till that point. Like I think
No?
he struck out twice before then,
Well,
and
that's against Snell too, though, right? Like I don't
yeah,
hate it.
but
And
yeah,
he's your
and I mean,
shortstop in the 9 hole.
yeah, and I like it just kind of not great up until that point. He gets down 0-2, but pitcher makes a mistake and he bangs it out for a hit. It's a solid hit. It's what he's been doing all postseason. Pitchers make mistakes to him. He's getting good swings off. He's hitting the ball hard. So yeah, I mean, what else do you expect out of your 9-hole hitter? That's a big spot for him to come up, and that was his biggest at bat of the game, and he was clutch. So yeah, I'm not going to criticize Andre Jimenez. That was probably the most excited I'd been all night up until what's going to come up 2 batters from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just hope for more at bats like that. Felt like kind of gave away a couple there early in the start at the game, but like you said, that's against Blake Snell. You're a left-handed hitter. The result's probably going to be that.
Yeah, and the fact that he immediately got back in the game and came up with a huge hit at the time, made it a 3-run baseball game. Like as soon as he got the chance to face a righty, special stuff. He's been having great at bats, and this is a guy that was not having great at bats for most of the regular season. Like was actually having really bad at bats and very unproductive and empty at bats. And like the calendar turned to October, and all of a sudden he has had some huge swings and some really really productive at bats. George Springer, I think we can excuse him for his theatrics on Monday. We can excuse him for this ground out into a force out fielder's choice, Ernie out at home. And I want to talk about Addison Barger, anyways, who pinch hit for Davis Schneider, grand slam, the first grand slam in Blue Jays World Series history, the first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Obviously, Addison Barger's first World Series appearance, hit a grand slam. Swing of the night, probably the swing of the season if George didn't do what he just did on Monday in Game 7. Even still, maybe swing of the season. Just I'm like out of words. Like genuinely, like he hit that out, and I was just like, I don't know how like I expected him to hit a home run, and also was stunned at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? And when I seen him come up to the plate and Roberts bring Vanda in, all I'm thinking in that situation is don't hit into a double play because now Vladdy's going to be able to hit against the lefty coming up, and that's why I like them pinch hitting Lucas in the 8 spot instead of Barger and leaving Barger for this pinch hit appearance to flip the lefty over and give the lefty to Vladdy on deck. But Addison Barger made all of that irrelevant with what he did, and same thing, just taking advantage of a mistake pitch and getting an ace swing off on it. And yeah, I'm out of words for Addison Barger. I love that guy. First pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. What a first at bat in his World Series career. Barger and Lucas, obviously 2 guys that are going to be in the lineup tomorrow night. And yeah, that was just awesome to see Addison Barger get that moment. Became the play of the baseball game. That changed the game entirely, obviously, as a grand slam at that time of the game's wont to do. So yeah, just really happy for Barger. I was excited. I think I got up for that one maybe a little bit more than the Springer home run, but I think I was just so nervous for Game 7 that I
Yeah.
didn't really appreciate that at the time. But yeah, the Barger home run seemed like the knockout blow tonight, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, just tremendous. It was the cap that inning needed, because they were just all over the Dodgers, putting guys on base. You need to have somebody with that big knockout hit to put that big, ugly, crooked number on the board, and that was 7 right there. So yeah, huge at bat from Madison Barger. We'll be talking about that one for a long time.
Yeah, 7th run of the inning made it 9-2 Blue Jays in the 6th inning, and yeah, special stuff. I think Jays pick up 3 more wins here, we talk about that swing for a long time.
Yeah, and like it feels like one of those ones too where it kind of changes the complexion of the series, right? Because the Jays get 3 runs that inning or something, they might go on to win this ball game, but this sixth inning tonight, that's a statement inning. They've been hearing a lot all week about how their style play is not going to play well in the World Series, how it's not going to play well against the Dodgers. Well, you put up 9 on them tonight in a single inning. So that was big, not only in this game to really sort of end the game at that point, but also just put it out there like get word back on the street. Like Jays are here. They can still do this stuff. It doesn't matter that it's the World Series. It doesn't matter that they're playing the LA Dodgers. None of that matters. This team's still going to do what they're doing.
Yeah, special stuff. Genuinely so fun. Like this is like
Yeah.
I go back to the word fun until this run is over. It's so fun. Baseball is
Yeah.
so fun when it's played like this, and you get to watch the Toronto Blue Jays in 2025. All right, Vlad. Oh no, stays hot. Continues his absolutely torrid baseball season. Not a great swing. Kind of got beat. But picked up his second hit of the night. He was on base 3 more times. Genuinely, generational postseason run. And then IKF flyout, and then Alejandro Kirk with the punctuation mark. Maybe it's an exclamation point in a 9-run inning. Obviously, if Barger didn't deliver the dagger, Kirk did, and if Barger did, he kicked him when he was down. Pretty awesome from Kirky. What'd you see? He had. Oh, by the way, sorry, Kirky 3 hits tonight, on base 4 times.
Yeah, long single off the wall.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys I think that are decent career numbers against Snell. So I was kind of anticipating, hoping for a good game from Kirk. I was also hoping like getting him out of that 4 spot with Bo back in the lineup, take a little bit of pressure off him. Yeah, he delivered tonight. Long single off the wall, the home run. Just really good at bats from him.
Yeah.
Did a tremendous job behind the dish again. I don't think there was any errors behind the dish that I can remember. Just calls and great game and did a great work behind the dish. 3 hits. What else can you ask from your starting catcher? And like you said, that was the exclamation point on the inning of the game. Just great to see Kirk. Kind of scuffled in the regular season a little bit. Got it going there on the last day, and he's just been having a great playoff. And it was good to see him continue that here in the first game of the World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just want to do 1 second on Kirk's defense. I know we're getting late here. It's 12:13 Eastern time. Man, 8 o'clock starts. Should be illegal. But Kirk's defense, it's getting really hard not to take it for granted because night in and night out, he's spectacular behind the plate. He steals a ton of strikes. He blocks the ball well. Like you don't notice him out or behind the plate, and I think when you don't notice a catcher, is probably the best compliment you can give him. He's been really, really, really good, and having a sneaky good postseason. The whole team's having a sneaky good postseason. Some guys less sneaky than others, obviously, but Alejandro Kirk, great tonight. And I agree. I think getting him out of the 4 spot, a little bit of pressure off, a little lower in the order, might do him some good. And I think he's got a chance to get a few more big hits this series. Okay. Varsho flies out to end the inning, and that puts a cap on the greatest 6th inning of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that 5 times before I go to bed tonight. So
Yeah, you could do a Jays in 30 on just like that inning, I think.
yeah, seriously.
And I would watch it 30 times. Okay. What else do you want to get to here? I think we kind of touched on all of it. Bullpen was good.
Yep.
I think shout out to Fluharty and Dominguez. 2 innings total between the two of them. 3 strikeouts. Fluharty got Otani as the lefty did his job getting Shohei and Freeman. Allowed Betts to walk in between, and then Dominguez cleaned up his mess a little bit. Gave you an up down. Got you through 6, and that's obviously where the Jays kind of blew it open.
Yeah, I thought innings 4, 5, and 6 from the Jays on the pitching side of things, that was a real big turning point if we
Yeah.
want to just talk about what they did pitching wise. Because, yeah, like as I'd said earlier, Yasevich going for that fourth inning, getting through that bottom of the order that one time, and then Fluharty, yeah, like he comes in. That's a real tough top of the order. He's got to come in and he gets the guys out that really he's in there to get out. And Dominguez kind of cleans up that inning. And Sir Anthony's been pitching awesome. And that's I think the second time in the last week and a half that he's come in, finished an inning, come out, and then pitched the ensuing inning. And I only think he threw 11, 12 pitches, something like that. Like his pitch count was pretty low. But yeah, I mean, those two guys came in. Like I know Fluharty walked a guy, but for the most part, those two came in through strikes, got their guys that they needed to get out, and to keep that ball game close heading into those later innings like that before that sixth inning happened. I mean, it was giving me confidence that Toronto was going to find a way to win this game. Just bridging those innings to the end, which has kind of been a bit of an issue this postseason so far. But really good work by those two guys coming in behind Yasevich because Trey left with head held high. Team was feeling good after that fourth
Yep.
inning. So for the bullpen to come in and give you two solid after that, and they did good work all night, really did. Fisher was probably the only guy where I was, you come in and like four straight balls, like, man, you're up 9 runs, come in, throw some strikes, like let's get this thing going. But Bass did a good job and so did Lauer. And Fisher hadn't pitched in a bit. Good to get him in the game too.
Yeah. 1,000%, man. I think, yeah, shout out to Anthony Dominguez. I love the way John Schneider's been using him in the most
Yeah.
dangerous pockets against teams early in ball games, protecting the leads, keeping the Jays in games close. Yeah, like we see him a lot in the fifth and sixth innings, and it's kind of scary not having him for later in the game. But I think like a lot of what he does is keep the Jays in the game or get them out of trouble early on and send it later on. And it was great. I think the offense doing it so big and the work that Dominguez and Fluharty gave you let you save Varland, a guy who's now pitched 10 of 12 postseason games for the Jays, 10 of 11 coming into tonight, and you saved Hoffman. You had to use your eighth inning guy and Chris Bassett, but what are you going to do? He and Lauer, I thought, were great to finish it, threw a lot of strikes, did what they needed to do in the eighth and ninth. Fisher, yeah, what are you going to do? A lot to ask a guy like Braden Fisher, like a rookie reliever, throwing in the World Series against Shohei Ohtani. Like, yeah, you got to throw strikes. Is what you got to do, but it's a lot to ask of him, and he's pitching in that spot for a reason. So don't hate it, don't love it, but don't hate the job that he did. Okay, we're gonna do the "We Don't Need You" chance to Shohei. Do you love that or what?
I mean, it's funny, man, but like, let's don't get ahead of ourselves here, right? You don't want to fuel a Shohei Ohtani 3 home run performance tomorrow or anything like that. But I mean,
Oh, knock
yeah,
on wood.
it's a good game, man. Like you said, it was a fun ball game for a Blue Jay fan. You're gonna have some fun moments like that. I don't know. He probably should have been picked off to end the game. That would have been a pretty sweet way to end that baseball game. But yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure
it's
he
all
was out too. By the way,
I
I'm pretty
it
sure.
looked like it. I couldn't really see that one angle, his thumb, if he had got back or not. But I mean, whatever. It's kind of irrelevant. It just would have been a funny way to end that ball game. But yeah, I mean, I got no issues with the chance or anything. Crowd's having fun. We're winning a World Series game one. Let them have it.
Oh, I agree 100%. Let him have it. Let him hear you because he deserves it after all he did to us. Chris wants to know what they need to do to get to Yamamoto tomorrow, and I think that's going to be a good place to end it here. It's going to be Gosman, Jays' ace, Jays' number one guy against the Dodgers' fourth ace or second ace, or I don't know. They have four of them, so one of
Whatever.
their
Yeah.
aces, I guess, is the way to put it. I think to get to Yamamoto, if you ask me, it's got to be the lefties again, and I don't want to get greedy, but you got homers from Varsho and Barger tonight. I don't need homers, but I need really good at bats. I need hard hit balls. I need a little bit of damage from those two against the righty. Yamamoto's a splitter guy. Barger hits off speed pitch as well. Splitters. It's kind of what he does. Yamamoto can be down in the zone at times. I already talked about Dalton Varsho down in the zone tonight. I don't hate it. Like I'm not calling my shot here or anything. Yamamoto's filthy and really good, and the Dodgers put together amazing game plans. But
Yeah.
I kind of don't hate the matchups.
Yeah, I don't either. I think the thing that it likes me for me the most is that I like the Jays lineup against righties better than I do lefties. So
Really?
it's
Okay.
good. Yeah, like I just like having Barger in there. I think
Mm-hmm.
Lucas has been great in the two spot. So I just like to see those guys in. I like the lineup today. I mean, that's your best nine you can go against Blake Snell. And I
Yep.
mean, yeah, results spoke for themselves today. But I will like the lineup that they'll roll out tomorrow and just more of the same. Like I don't adjust your approach here. Just keep being aggressive on fastballs, aggressive on pitches in the zone, and work the hitters. Just continue to have good at bats, like you said. A few at bats tomorrow night, like you had tonight, where you had those 8-9 pitch at bats. Those are inning changers. They really are. We seen what that Lucas at bat did in the fifth or the sixth when he worked that walk. It throws the pitchers off. It kind of gets them off kilter, and Jays just need to continue to do that. And I think the goal is maybe what it was today, just get Yananobi out of the game and get into that Dodgers bullpen. Um, that would be the key for me. And I think the way they do that is just keep doing what they're doing. You won 11-4 today. You're going to see a better Dodgers team tomorrow for sure, but just keep doing what you're doing. That's got you this far, won you the first game in this series, and hopefully continues tomorrow night.
Yep, absolutely. Nathan Lucas is going to be in that two spot, replacing Davis Schneider. Barger's going to be in there, replacing Miles Straw, and that'll probably be the changes I think we expect to see in the lineup tomorrow, right? And I think I
Yeah.
might agree. I think that maybe lineup does look better against righties than it does against lefties. I think. Yeah, no, you might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably a recency bias for me. We've just seen
Yeah.
that lineup a little more this postseason, right? Davis Schneider being in the two spot today almost felt a little bit funny just because we haven't seen him a whole lot in this
No, I know.
playoffs
Yeah,
because there
we
hasn't been a
barely
whole
saw
lot
him
of
against Seattle because they ran
yeah.
out all those righties, right?
Exactly. So it's probably just a recency thing where that nine against right-handed pitching, it seems like the team that's kind of got us here.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, I mean, I like the lineup today, and I'm glad John Schneider went with it, right? Like, stick with the game plan, stick with what you're doing with your platoon matchups. The way he subbed guys in and out tonight, like, it was apparent in that sixth inning, right? Like, that was John Schneider putting guys in positions to make those moments. And they went out and supported him, and yeah, it'll be good to see those guys in the lineup tomorrow and see how the ball game plays out later. And I'm sure we'll see Miles Straw at some point.
Oh yeah. I have a spoiler for you tomorrow or for tomorrow's game. I got the script. You will be seeing Miles Straw at some point tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah, Jays are
that'll
gonna.
make Miles Straw very happy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they are gonna unload the bench as they always do. And final note on that lineup, right-handed lineup versus left-handed lineup. I think for me, I kind of just like my eyes get big when I see Vlad against the lefty, Springer against the lefty,
Mhm.
Bo against the
Yes.
lefty, Kirk against the lefty. Like those are your big dogs. They're all right-handed hitters, and that goes without even mentioning like Ernie against the lefty. I do love to see what they can do against lefties. Other than that, um, it's late. It's almost 12:30. Um, I think I might be up for another hour after this, just scrolling Twitter and enjoying and just loving
Yeah,
the
man.
fact that the Jays are up 1-0 in the World Series.
Yeah, like I mean, I just kind of want to end on that note, right? Like,
Yep.
this is so much fun today. So much fun. I couldn't believe the feeling I had. The Toronto Blue Jays are playing in the World Series, and just stuff even before the game, Cito throwing out the pitch. We've heard so much stuff. 92, 93 teams like me and you weren't around for that. And
Yeah.
like finally feeling that there's a team from our generation that can kind of bridge the gap to that those teams in 92, 93 really feels like this team's belonged in this moment. So it was just a lot of fun. And then once the baseball started today, it felt like a serious game. This felt like something we need to win. It's not just we're here to play in the World Series. Toronto needs to go out and they can play with the Dodgers. And just so happy and thrilled with the result tonight. We just played a World Series game. They won it 11-4, and they got a chance tomorrow to take a hold of this series, and they have the pitching lined up for tomorrow. You have Kevin Gosman going tomorrow. You have Jeff Hoffman, who didn't pitch today. You did have Louis Varland, who didn't pitch today. Yeah, like it's just things feel really, really good right now. And it was just a fun night of baseball and a night we won't hopefully forget for a long time. Just great being a Blue Jay fan tonight.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna end it the way I start it. Fun. So much fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We're not gonna get too far ahead of ourselves here.
No,
Three
I mean it's one
more
game.
wins to get.
It's one game. Like Seattle series, ask Seattle fans how much they enjoy game 1 and 2 now because that didn't mean anything. They didn't win the series. So
Yeah.
great fun tonight, but there's 3 games left. And now you got the series lead. You know you can play with the Dodgers. You know you can beat the Dodgers. Find a way. Find a way to finish this series. It was a lot of fun tonight, and I can't wait for the rest of the series. On.
Yeah, man. Find a way. Find a way, Mac. And it's all the Jays have done all year long. And frankly, there is no reason to believe that they're going to stop now. Mac, go Jays.
Go
Thank you
Jays,
to
man.
everybody that tuned in to Jays Center's live stream following the Blue Jays 11-4 victory in Game 1 of the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hard to believe that those are the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, but I had so much fun breaking it down with you, Mac, and we will talk to you guys hopefully after the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead against the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow night. It'll be Kevin Gosman against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Go Jays, and everybody have a good night.